Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? My name is Rob Carmona, and welcome back to another episode of Rob the Mic. I want to give a quick shout out to all the new listeners. Thank you guys for coming through. I know the last few weeks, I guess these episodes just kind of hit a little bit harder for some reason. And I know we kind of go through our, how would you say, like our periods of time where we have these episodes that just hit a little bit harder. But again, these ones, I guess they just resonate. Like you're in your fields right now, and everyone's kind of like, okay, I get it. I'm starting to kind of see this. I'm starting to kind of feel this. I'm understanding this. And I love it. I'm here for it. The conversations that have come from the last couple weeks, the messages, DMs, calls, it's been pretty nuts. Like I've had some really heavy conversations with you guys. And I always tell you, this is a safe space. I know you hear that phrase said a lot, right? Like, oh, create a safe space and all that bullshit. But it's true. This is a safe space. What y'all message me about, what we talk about, that's between us. And I appreciate that a lot of you guys trust me with a lot of things that you want to talk about because some of them are pretty fucking heavy. And I'm very appreciative for that a lot of you guys trust me with this information and that you just want to have a conversation and talk about it and know that when you speak to me, that I'm not going to sit here and judge you or say, oh, what the fuck? Or, oh, that's crazy. Or, oh, this, oh, that. Like, that's not what this is about. And I think that's a big part of just kind of owning up and falling into this place where you're like, okay, this is a part of my mental health. Like I need to talk to somebody. I need to get these doors and these windows open, have these conversations and see, hey, you know what? I'm curious what they think. I'm curious if they would listen to me. And you can always say what you need to say here. Like it's cool. Whether you text me, call me, message me, in any way, shape, or form that you reach out. Like we could have any conversation at any point in time. So I appreciate y'all. And again, what's come about the last couple weeks is from people and about things that I would never expect to have conversations about. And I love that. I love that. That's what this is all about. Like I had some people reach out to me and tell me like, dude, I didn't know that you and Taylor were so cool like that. And I'm like, dude, I've known Taylor for a fucking long ass time. Like a long ass time. Like when he first started coming around, like I was around in that time, especially when it comes to stance, because I've been in stance for such a long time. Like this was something that at least here in LA, like I'm very proud of that I got to watch grow and also be a part of that scene because around like '07, '08, when things were already kind of taking off and starting to shift a little bit, like the scene was starting to really become what it is, right? Like a scene and looking at the OG crews and end up being a part of one of them, it's wild. But we get to see a lot of changes, a lot of people, but a lot of those people are still here. And some people just kind of forget. It's like, dude, the ones who've been around for a long time, like we know. We know who's there. We see you. We see what's going on. And we're probably in contact. So that relationship that I have with Taylor is very special. You know, and I do have a lot of love for him and I do appreciate him and everything. And again, I know I mentioned it to you guys before, but I'm really excited to have him on the show. We're trying to plan something out, schedule it, just make it all happen, right? Because sometimes it's tough. Life happens, work, you know, all those things. So we're going to make it happen. And it's going to be a sick ass episode. Like I'm excited for that. I don't know what's going to come of it. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I kind of just want to freeball it like I've done with other guests in the past where it's like, what's on your mind type of shit? Because I just want to talk to him. And I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to see what that kind of energy is like, because that's one of my favorite things, at least for the people who I've had on the show. There's always some sort of energy. There's some sort of vibe. And you guys seem to love it. And it's crazy because I remember when I first started this, first started this, I had episodes that were like 3. I think one I even had like a 4-hour episode or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck it was. But I was like, no one's going to listen to this. Y'all really love those. I'm not saying that this is going to be a 3 or 4 hour episode, but like, y'all really fucked with those. Like, I had homies that were driving to Vegas and being like, dude, I was in this cast. Like, I felt like I was there and I loved it. And then at the same time, too, like, I would always have drinks with my guests. And I remember with Albert, dude, like, I think it wasn't the first one, but it was one of the first ones. And we just got faded. And it's so funny because you can hear the progression because there was no video at that time, but you can hear the progression where it's like, okay, these fools they're chilling, they're having a good time. And then they're like, oh shit, they're getting a little more faded. Then it's like, oh damn, these fools they're fucked up and they're still here on the mic. So it's tight. Like I love shit like that. And I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen with Taylor, but there's something so cool about that. Just seeing where these conversations go and just kind of freeballing it in that way, because the lack of structure is kind of what brings that, right? It's just kind of like, dude, what's up? What's going on? What you thinking about? What you been up to and all this and all that. That shit is exciting to me. So we'll see. But I'm excited. I can't wait to share that with you guys. I'll be keeping you posted depending on when that goes down. But hopefully it's soon. Hopefully it's soon. So we'll see what's up. But last week was an interesting one, I would say. I was pretty busy with work. So I did have a lot going on. And I knew I had a busy weekend. But sometimes I feel like I get so wrapped in my schedule, I don't really realize what's happening in front of me or what's coming up or like events or holidays and stuff like that. Like I felt that way this year when it came to like Christmas and like Thanksgiving and things like that. Like I was just like work, 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 work. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, tomorrow is Thanksgiving or tomorrow is Christmas and so on and so forth. So I kind of had that this year with Valentine's Day. And a lot of people don't want to recognize Valentine's Day as a holiday, that it's like a corporate thing and it's for money and it's for bullshit. And okay, I get it. I see that part of it. But I also think that there's more to it. But at the same time, for me personally, Valentine's Day is a rough one. Not because of me not being in a relationship and just kind of living the single life right now. It has nothing to do with that. The Valentine's days that I've experienced in the past, like I can't necessarily say were the best. And I think that's the hardest shit to swallow, where you have to kind of walk over these days. And it's like, again, not sad that I'm by myself because I enjoy my company right now. Would I like to be with somebody? Yeah, of course. I think it'd be great. It'd be cool to be in a relationship. Like I'm very much that person where I can thrive in that environment. Like I love sharing my days, talking about what's going on. I'm very much that person. I'm very relationship oriented. So again, I thrive in that. But it's not about that. It's just kind of reminiscing. And I think you walk through certain things. And what sucks is when you think about how things made you feel or certain actions or certain things that were said. And you're just kind of like, ah, damn. So I was kind of dreading it. And of course, I knew it was coming up. It's like fucking February 14th. Like it's like embedded in my head. And also, it's my grandparents' wedding anniversary. So it's another one too, where it's like, it's just in my head. So I woke up that day and I was like, all right, you got two choices. Like I had work and I had a lot of stuff. Be sad as fuck, work, do your thing, and then just go to sleep type of shit. Or you can try to take reign of the situation. And I've been trying to do that more and more and more as of recent. Like just take reins of things. And also, I'm really big on going to places, doing certain things that, let's say, I used to do in my past relationship. Like if there was a restaurant we used to like to go to, I would stop going to that place because I wasn't with that person anymore. I'm trying to change that, where I'm like, I need to go to this place. I need to go to this pizza spot. I need to go get ice cream here. I need to go here because that's where I used to go. And I want to add new memories to that. Not that I'm trying to erase the old ones, but I also want to have something new to reference and say, hey, you know what? It's okay. That it's okay to be here. It's okay to go here. It's okay to do certain things, right? Because that's what life is all about. It's about making memories. It's about storing new things and kind of having new stories and new places and new memories for holidays and all this and all that. So that's what I did on Friday is I said, you know what? I'm going to go do some new shit. So I'm going to work for a little bit. I handled some stuff and then I went to go run errands. I said, you know what? I'm going to go get my mom some flowers and we'll go get grandma some flowers. I'm going to get my mom some Oreos because she loves Oreos. So I do this whole thing. I got a cake for my grandma too. And I kind of made the day about them. And not just them, but I also made it about my homies too. Because I feel like Valentine's Day, there's so much importance on your partner, on relationships, but it's like there's so many different kinds of love that we experience. And to me, they're all important. And at the same time, I'm not going to say the other kinds of love are more important, but because of those other kinds of love, I've been able to endure and go through a lot of shit in my life. Like the people that I see as family, I really do love them. You know, people like Sebastian, Albert, Yessie, Rob, Jay, Sabrina, like I love those people so much. And if not for them, it's like I don't know where I'd be at. I don't know how I would have gotten through so many things in my life. I know it sounds kind of cheesy where it's like, what do you mean? You probably would have got through it. And yeah, I probably would have got through it, but maybe not that way. Maybe it would have been in a super unhealthy way, or maybe I wouldn't have just had the strength in a sense, right? Because they help me so much and they push me to become this person and to kind of be like, hey, you know what? We're sad. We're sad that you're sad. But you know what? Let's fucking do shit. Let's go out. Let's do something. Let's go eat. You know what? So all that love, I feel like also needs to be addressed and appreciated. And it doesn't. You see the Galentines and shit like that. And, you know, but it's not the same thing. I feel like, especially for men, because you don't hear guys telling their homies being like, oh, happy Valentine's Day, fool, you know, shit like that. Well, this year I did. And not like I was ever against it in the past, because I would, but this year, like I made it a point to do that. You know, I had a conversation with one of my buddies, Bams, and he calls me. We're talking about some car shit. And at the end of the call, he's like, hey, dude, you know, I'm going to go finish up some errands. The wifey, got to get the babies, got to get some little things and this and that. And I said, all right, for sure, dude. You know, I was like, hey, happy Valentine's Day, homie. And he's like, hey, you know, happy Valentine's Day, bro. And it's like that type of shit right there. It's like, that's what this is about. Like, I love you. And this is about us. This is our relationship too. Because, for example, people like Bams, he's shown me a lot in a very short amount of time. And that, to me, that proves that it's like time is this thing that doesn't even fucking matter. Like, there's people who can come into your life and show you so much in minutes, to where people that have been in your life for years have never shown you anything. But again, how is it that somebody who's come in the recent has been like, hey, let me show you what love is all about. Let me show you what family is about. That I'm genuinely concerned for you, that I care about you, and I want to show you that. And he is one of those people. So it's like getting to share that with him was fucking sick. And it was just a quick phone call, quick little message, talking and catching up on some bullshit. But that's tight. Same thing, I talked with Rob and I was like, hey, you know, happy Valentine's Day. Love you, dude. And it's having all these moments. And then what was really tight is when I went to go pick up some flowers, as I'm driving in the parking lot, I see Jay's truck. And I'm like, oh, this fool's at the fucking store. Like, I already know why he's here, bro. I call him and say, hey, where you at? He's like, chilling, dude, I'm at the store. I was like, I know, fool, I just seen you. I just seen the Overland Mobile, and I'm about to come inside right now, so I'm gonna see you. Go give him a hug. Happy Valentine's Day, bro. You know, this and this. We're talking, this and that. And it's like that type of shit was sick. And so I noticed when I was kind of just in this place, like my mood felt different. I felt different, like as a person. Like I was like, damn, you know what? This is tight. Like I fuck with this. I don't know what it is, but I fuck with it. And I was in not even just a good mood. Like I felt different. I had a good energy about me. I was just kind of radiating a certain way. And it was sick. And I'm like, you know what? This is what it has to be from now on. Whether I'm in a relationship or not, like this is how I need to feel. And granted, I should feel like that all the time, but especially on days like that, where in the past, they've always been really rough for me and I've just kind of shut down about it. And I'd rather just like, can it just be the next day type of shit? Like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's like, let's live right now. And today, even though it is different, maybe than it had been in the past, today is something different. So let's make a new memory about it. Let's share this with people the way that I want to share it with people. And if I want to show the people in my life that I love them and that I care for them, then I'm going to fucking do that. Because they make me feel the same way. And I don't think there's anything wrong. It's like I've always told you guys, tell the people in your life that you love them. Tell them so much that you make shit weird. Like, it's cool. Fuck them. Tell people, hey, I love you. I appreciate you. Like, there's this one video. It's a clip. I don't know where it's from, but it's like a show. And these two girls are talking. And one of the girls is leaving the room. And her homegirl's like, I love you. I love you. I love you. And then her friend is like, I love you too, bitch. Write it down. And to me, that's fucking everything. Like, I love that fucking clip because that's how I feel like I am with my homies, where I'm like, hey, I love you. And they're like, I'm like, fool, I love you. And they'll be like, I love you too. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know, and I just keep going about it. And it's like that right there is it for me. Like, I just want my people around me to know how much I love and care for them. I ended up meeting one of my homies. And we clicked. We hit it off. We had a great time. We're just fucking around all day. And it was rad. So then he hits me up at night and he's like, hey, dude, you know, XYZ, starts talking about the day. You know, I appreciate you. He's like, I love you. And I hit him back and I was like, hey, dude, XYZ, this and that. You know, I love you too. And it's like that right there, right? It's having those genuine moments where you're like, dude, I love you. And you mean it. And it's like, I appreciate you as a person, as a whole. Like, what you've brought to my life today is what I needed. So it's like, appreciate those interactions. And it's cool to do that. It's cool to do that shit. For some reason, it's still weird. It's like, I'm not going to say it's taboo, but people make it weird, you know, and it's not. So shift the days that you need to shift. Because days like Valentine's Day aren't just about relationships. It's not just about your husband, wife, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it may be. It's about so much more. It's about your friends. It's about your family. It's about the people that you care for. It's about showing them appreciation. It's about showing them that you love them. And also, it's about yourself too. And that was a big realization for me as well, where I'm like, you know what? In me doing this, like, I'm showing myself love because it's how I like to do that. Like, I like to show people that I care, whether it's through gift giving or through experiences or whatever. But it's like, this makes me feel good. And that's what I realized. Despite everything, I was asking myself constantly throughout the day, how do you feel? How do you feel? And every time I'm like, I feel good. I'm happy. And it was so sick to feel that because I don't remember the last time I had a Valentine's Day that I really felt like that. Wow, I was always like stressed out, or am I doing enough, or am I doing too much, or if I didn't get a certain response, like I feel a certain way. And it's like, nah, let's change the narrative a little bit. So it was a sick ass day. Like, I loved it. Like, it was cool. Like, I had a great Valentine's Day this year. So then with all that, because I made it about, you know, my family and my friends, it was cool too, because then on top of that, I was like, let's keep this shit going, right? So even for dinner, you know, I get home, do the whole thing, give my mom and grandmother flowers or gifts and all that, and they're stoked. So I'm like, cool, dinner rolls around. And I had been talking to one of my homegirls, and I was like, yo, P, what are you gonna get for dinner? And she's like, dude, I want to get a heart-shaped pizza, like, for my son and I. And I said, oh, shit. You know what? I totally forgot about heart-shaped pizzas. I want to get a heart-shaped pizza. That's what I'm going to do. So I told everybody, I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to grab dinner tonight. Just chill out. If you guys are cool with it. And they're like, yeah, we're cool with it. I came back with the heart-shaped pizza. Everybody was excited. My grandparents were like, oh, my God, this is so cool. My mom's like, oh, my God, look it. And I'm like, yeah, it's a big-ass heart. So it was tight. And then we got to share it as a family. We never have lunch, dinner, like, as a family. Like, it's very, very rare. So the moments that we do have them, like, I remember them. And that was one of those moments where we got to do that. And I'm chilling out, I'm having my drink. We're sitting there just talking, dude, as a family. And I'm like, this is cool, man. You see what I mean? Like, this is tight. Changing the narrative, adding new memories. And now it's almost like it became a core memory almost right away. Like, I remember these certain moments in the day, in the night, that it's like, I'm never going to forget this. And I'm going to get to talk about this for years to come. So it's cool. I'm glad. And it was a dope ass day, and I wouldn't have it any other way. any other way. And if in the future it changes and somebody else gets added to the mix, then cool. But it's like, I want to have certain traditions. I want to have certain things the same way like I want to do with my holidays, right? Like with my Thanksgiving, with my Christmas, like all of those things are changing for me too, because so much has changed throughout my life and with my family. And it's okay, right? Like at first I was like, damn, dude, like it's never going to be the same. Like I knew, for example, not to fucking bring down the mood, but it's like I knew when my Uncle Fredo passed that nothing was ever going to be the same in the family. Not that he was the glue, but with certain families and certain family members, for sure. Like he was the reason why we would get together. And it's like now that he's not here, it doesn't feel the same. And I know that for myself, for my mental health, for my fucking sanity, I got to change things. And it's okay. It's okay to do that. Like that's a part of life where you realize and say, okay, you know what? We got to make a move. And it's for the better. It's all right. So I want to do that with this too, right? So it's, again, no matter if somebody else gets added to the mix, whoever I end up dating, whatever, cool. But it's like, these are things that we do every year. You know, we do the heart-shaped pizza. We do, you know, we grab a cake. We do flowers and we do this, we do that. And it's like for these people, and I make my calls and, you know, it's like, I want that type of shit. Like, I love it. So I'm trying my best to change the narrative for multiple things in my life, but it's tight to watch it all go down and to experience it and be able to sit there and realize and say, yo, this is so much better for me. This is the type of shit that I live for, and I love it. So all in all, it was a great Valentine's Day. And then it was a really busy weekend work-wise, which is great. Always very thankful for that. But Sunday was a special one because my buddy Mikey with Zavala's Pies, which I know I had talked to you guys about, but he has a badass truck, has his logo on the side. It's like all hand painted. He has it fucking slammed. It's sick. It's fucking sick. I have pictures of it on my Instagram. You can go check it out. But he was having his first, it was crazy because it was like his first and last event at this place that he's at, because he has his warehouse in Santa Fe Springs, but he's never thrown an event there. He's had events in that plaza for other people, but he's never thrown his own. So this was a big one. And I'm like, well, I'm obviously not going to miss it. Like, it doesn't matter what I got going on. Like, I'm going to be there. So go shoot the event. And it's killer. The whole thing from start to finish. Like, for a second, it was a little slow at the start. Like, it was packed, but it was almost like slow at the same time. And then shit just started to pick up. Time started to pass. More people were rolling in. More clubs were coming in. It was like one club would leave, another club would roll in. And people would be like 5, 6, 7 plus cars deep. You know, you see 10 cars, the same club, and you're like, oh shit, this is sick. So it was cool, right? We had a great fucking time sitting there. He's cranking out pizza, selling his new merch. It's good vibes, good music. And then unfortunately it got shut down. Cops came through on some bullshit, made it a whole ass thing. And they're like, everybody's got to go, blah, blah, blah. So we packed up and I was like, all right, well, I guess, you know, the day's over. I'm going to go home. So I was, you know, I'm helping him pack up, me and a couple of his other homies. And he's like, all right, cool. Well, we're dipping over to fucking Whittier. Like, let's roll. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't have anything. He's like, well, we're going to Whittier. So get in your truck. Let's fucking go. So we mob over to Whittier. We go over to the spot called 5 Points. And if you're local, you know what 5 Points is. If you're not, basically it's this massive intersection in Whittier. And there's essentially 5 points, right? So, but it's a massive crossing. Like, it's crazy when you look at it because of how fucking big it is. Well, on one side of the crossing, there's this weird like peninsula park situation thing, and a bunch of food trucks always pull up. So food trucks kick it, and then on Sundays people cruise. So the cruise went off. Like, it was wild. By the time we got there, it was going off. Sick. Like, not even before sunset. There was still some time before sunset. But everybody that was at the event, since it was up the street from there, they were like, fuck it, we're all going to 5 Points, 5 Points, 5 Points. So everyone who was there went that way. So we're all kicking it. Everyone's saying what's up. I'm taking pictures, meeting new people, shaking hands. And I'm like, this is sick, dude. See, and I try, like, I know I've talked to you guys about this before. Like, I'm trying to allow myself to live and be in these experiences, because I don't let myself do shit like that. It's all like I won't let myself not like be happy, but just kind of experience that type of happiness for some reason. I just don't. But I'm like, fuck this. I'm getting something thrown at me for a reason. My homie wants me to go with him to this space. Let's fucking go. And then what was sick, because when I parked my truck, I ended up running into another buddy of mine, like just on the street, like on random shit. Gave him a hug. What's good, dude? How you been? Da da da. And I'm like, this is already right. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like, this is cool. This is what happens when you just kind of let life do its thing and you just say yes to experiences. And you're like, fuck it. Let's go. Because what the fuck was I going to do? I'm going to leave this shit and I'm going to just come home and do nothing. I'll probably edit. And it's like, fuck this, man. I'm tired of working on the fucking weekends. Like, I don't mind shooting. Shooting is fucking cool. But then when I have to shoot and edit back to back, it's like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like, I want to relax for a little bit. And so because of that, like, my schedule is a little bit weird, right? Like, my work, yes, I have my work during the week, but my weekends where most people have off, it's like, I'm going to events because I got to shoot this, I got to shoot that, or I had a request to shoot this car, or hey, dude, can you come shoot this thing for me? Whatever. So my weekends, it's crazy, right? So this one said, fuck that. Take the op. Said yes. This is where I ended up. And I was just smiling the whole time. I felt good. I said, this is where I'm supposed to be. It just feels right. And again, as I'm meeting more people and shaking hands and giving my Instagram out, and it was sick. Then after that, we're chilling out, finishing up the cruise, everything that's there. It's like, hey, bro, let's go eat. What are you doing? I'm hungry. You're going with us, right? And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Let's roll. Because then what was I going to do? Yeah, I could have came home and ate, which is fine, but it's not the same thing. Go eat with the homies. So we go eat. We're cracking up at the fucking restaurant. Did we go get barbecue? And it was fucking hilarious. They sat us right in the middle of the restaurant. There wasn't a ton of people there, but there were some people seated behind us and like, well, for me, in front of me and behind me. And then obviously, depending where you were on the table, people in different positions. But it was fucking hilarious, dude. We're sitting there just cracking up, talking shit, doing our thing. And I'm like, this feels so right. This feels so right. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want my life to be all the time. And there's no reason why it can't be that way. Why I can't be around people that I love and care for. Why I can't be smiling, laughing, and enjoying myself all the time. Like, shit doesn't always have to be so serious. And I can let myself do that. I can allow myself to experience these things. And for me, again, this is what happens when I say yes to shit. Obviously within moderation, right? Like, I can't just be like for homies like, oh, dude, we want to go to fucking Thailand in a week. You got to come with us. Like, obviously things like that. It's like, oh, well, shit, hold on. I got to think about it a little bit. But there's experiences like this where it's like, hey, come and eat. Hey, come join us here. Come go here. It's like, all right, cool. Let's roll. Because I got nothing to lose. If anything, I'm going to have everything to gain. Because now I got stories. I got shit that I could talk about with you guys. And it's like, it means more. There's so much more behind it. And maybe to the other people that you're with, they might not understand that. Like, to them, it might just be like another Sunday Funday. But they don't realize what they're giving to you and what they're doing. And sometimes people give you so much more than they bargain for. And I think that's the most exciting thing about life is like, that's what I always tell y'all, be cool. When you go about your fucking life, you go about the world, you're out doing your thing, be cool, be kind, spread love, spread that positivity, be that light, because you never know what people are going through. You never know. And the way shit happens nowadays, it's fucking crazy, dude. You leave your house and it's like, fuck, I hope I come back type shit. But again, you giving people your light, your happiness, you give so much more. And just be yourself, be that type of person. Because again, for me, Sunday gave me a lot from multiple aspects. Mikey being the way that he was, all the homies being the way that they are. It's like, this is the shit I needed. So like, I appreciate them more than they'll ever know, more than they'll ever understand. So it was cool. I loved it. I had a beautiful weekend. It brought a lot of shit into perspective. And I said, yeah, Like I'm on the right one right now. Like if there's a path, if there's a place I need to be, shit I need to experience, like I'm on it right now. This is it. And I just need to kind of keep on that and stay aware of that. And if something tries to come in and kind of fuck that shit up, then I need to be like, no, stay over there, stay over there. And know like what's good for me and keep that in my vision. And that's it. That's all I can do. And that kind of leads into the advice. I have 2 pieces of advice this week. The first one is what is meant for you will come with peace, not chaos. So what I experienced this past weekend for me is proof of that. Like what's meant for me, every single thing, every experience, if it's meant for me, it will bring me peace. It will bring me happiness. It will bring me light. It won't make me feel anxious. It won't make me feel angry. It won't make me feel kind of weary or like uneasy about shit or just this, right? Chaos. It won't bring me anything like that. I'll feel right. I'll feel like I'm leveling up. I'll feel like I'm just steady moving up the staircase type of thing. Like that's what this is about. Whatever is meant for you will bring you positive. It will bring you peace. It will bring you good things, not the opposite. If it does, take a look at it once again. Pull out your notes and say, this. It checks all these boxes in the wrong way. This has got to move. It's not for me. Second piece. The healing era is over. We're talking shit and being silly again. I'm going to say that one more time. The healing era is over. We're talking shit and being silly again. And I'm not saying that you stop healing forever, but I feel like at a certain point, you gotta talk your shit. You gotta enjoy life. You gotta be fucking silly. Like it's cool. Be goofy, be wild. Like live your life. It's all right. You can still heal in that time too, but there's a certain point where you just kind of gotta walk away from shit and just live. You know, and on Sunday when we're at dinner, we're cracking up, right? Just busting up, laughing, bullshitting, whatever. And, you know, I got the homie Yoshi next to me. Just losing it. And I'm like, bro, this is it. You know? Like, be silly. There's people looking at us kind of being like, you know, what the fuck? Like, what's so funny? Like, just giving us these weird looks. It's like, what the fuck are you looking at? Why aren't you laughing? You see us having a good time. Like, to me, I see people having fun. I see people laughing. I see people, like, in a positive bubble. And I'm like, I want to be in that. Like, I want to laugh like that. I want to kind of feel the way they do and, you know, just be cracking up and this is not at the table. Like, that's sick. Like, I love seeing people happy. That's what this shit's about. You know, you got to be silly. You got to be wild. Life's too short. Life is too fucking short. And every day that you turn on the news, every day you open your IG, Twitter, whatever the fuck, you see things that are a constant reminder of that, you know? And sometimes, again, I think you feel like you always have to be on this path where it's like, I need to heal. It's like, hold on, just take a break. Take a break. Let yourself live a little. It's all right. You ain't got to heal 24/7 to still be on the process of healing. Like, I know for me, I'm always going to be in this process where I'm healing, right? Whether it's like through therapy, through self-work, anything that I kind of work on to kind of help myself be a better person. I will always be with that. That will never leave me, especially after having started that process when I did in my life. You know, that's key. And I know what it means to me. But I need to talk my shit. I need to enjoy myself. I need to be silly and goofy and wild and crack up and laugh and allow myself to experience all this happiness. Because that, for me, is what's giving me what I need right now. And I need that kind of self-care. I need that. What did you say? That like laugh therapy. I need that positive, that light. So it's all good for me. And I hope that it brings something for you guys too. So hopefully you guys were able to take something from this week. Hopefully it sparks up more conversations. Hopefully it brought in a different perspective where you guys are like, oh, you know what? I didn't think about it like that. And that's my favorite thing about this. The conversations that are to come. Like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about or who I'm going to talk about it with in the next week. So it's exciting. But I appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for giving me your time, your love, your energy, the way that you come to this show. However it is that you take it in, whether it's you listen to the audios on Spotify, iTunes, you watch it on YouTube because you just you want to see my goofy ass making my faces and talking my shit and doing whatever the fuck I do, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, an incredible week, an even better weekend, and I will catch you guys on the next one.